Brad Keselowski has explained why the team appealed the suspensions coming out of Las Vegas Motor Speedway for two of the pit crew members for Chris Buescher's team. Before we get into this, I'd like to ask you please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at John Trent Racing. Before we get into what Brad has to say, let's just kind of go over exactly what the penalties were. This is over at NASCAR.com. And it says here, RFK Racing appealed NASCAR's penalty to the number 17 team for a detached wheel during last Sunday's Cup Series race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The team asked for a deferral of the suspension of two crew members while the penalty was under appeal, which NASCAR granted on Thursday. Chris Buescher finished last in Sunday's Pennzoil 400 after his right front wheel became unfastened, and his crash into the outside retaining wall forced a caution period in the 28th of 267 laps. As a result of the safety violation of sections 8.8.10.4, A&T tires and wheels, loss or separation of an improperly installed tire wheel from the vehicle during the event. In the NASCAR rulebook, number 17 crew members Nicholas Patterson and of the Jackman and Jacob Prawl, the front tire changer, were suspended for two Cup Series events, which is now pending the appeal. So let's listen to what Brad Keselowski told Bob Pockrass at Phoenix Motor Speedway as to why the team is appealing. Let's take a listen right here.
Yeah, it's just fine time, or is there something crazy
we don't,
about
we don't,
that?
to bring in a new tire changer and Jackman is a major undertaking. These guys are really good. They're highly skilled athletes. They're most of them are college athletes that have played for quite some time, and just by the nature of where the race teams are, we don't carry a depth chart of people that you wish you could carry. It's expensive. And so you'd like to have as much time as possible to bring somebody up to make sure you don't have the same problem again. That's kind of the funny part about the rule, and I understand why it is what it is, but it's this kind of the silliness of it is it leads to more issues because you don't have somebody with the experience. So you want to have an extra week of practice of kind of working out whoever that new guy is going to be and the jitters that they might have before they jump over the wall, in front of 100,000 some fans and a car that's moving 50, 60 mile an hour. You want to get every little bit of time you can with that person. And so, especially when it's two people. And, I think we're working through that right now.
So he doesn't exactly explain why he did the appeal. I think he kind of was going to say, like, well, we're not going to tell you what that was before he then got into the part where it's like, yeah, you know what? Like, we are trying to buy time and we got to train these new guys, even if we do lose the appeal anyways. So fortunately, we are able to have our main guys here. But while they're here, while we're appealing, we're also bringing in a couple people in case we indeed do lose the appeal to train them. So it makes perfect sense to me. What do you guys make of what Brad Keselowski had to say here? I do think he does provide some interesting criticisms of the rule, that the fact that you're penalizing people for failing to properly change the tire and you suspend them, and then that could potentially cause even more problems because you're bringing in people that might not be as well trained or likely are not as well trained as the people you are now suspending them. Maybe there is another way that NASCAR can potentially enforce that rule rather than suspending some of the top athletes in their sport from the positions that they do every single week. It seems a little bit bizarre if you maybe compare it to other sports. I mean, you really wouldn't see the NBA or the NHL or the MLB usually suspending their players unless there was some kind of serious breach. And obviously, not getting those wheels on tight is a massive problem. Potentially leads to a lot of danger. We saw the hard hit that Chris Buescher took last week, but maybe there's another way that they can go about penalizing these teams rather than suspending their top pit crew members for failing to fasten those wheels on. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below.